Yes, children, in your English class, again we have The Tempest, and it is the second page of Act 1, Scene 1, where we find Bosun. Again, he is there on the deck and he is encouraging his sailors to just set the ship in the main course and try to get control over the ship in that stormy weather. Down with the topmast, air, lower, lower, bring her to try with main course. So he shouts at his sailors and he says he just wants them to lower the topmast and they should just go for trying to sail the ship by means of mainsail. Then he hears a cry within. A plague upon his howling, this howling. They are louder than the weather or our office. And he shouts and curses them that these people, those who are there inside the cabin, they are shouting so loud that there should be curse to their shouting of these gentlemen. They make more noise than the weather outside or the people, those who are there at the work office of or our office, that is the sailors who are at work. They are trying their best to balance and have the control over the ship. Re-enter Sebastian, Antonio, and Gonzalo. And again, these three, they re-enter, they just step up on the deck of the ship. Yet again, what do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink? So again, bosun, he shouts that yet again you have come here. What do you hear? What do you want here? What do you want? What you have to do here? Shall we give over and drown? Shall we stop? Just give over. We'll stop our work and let us all together drown in this very sea. Have you a mind to sink? Or you are planning to sink? Have you made up your mind, all of you, to sink down in this stormy sea? Sebastian, a plague over your throat, you bowling, blasphemous, incharitable dog. So, Sebastian, see children how these noble men, they are the king's son or brother, and all these people, how they are shouting and they are abusing these hard workers, the laborers, the sailors, and all. They are trying their best to bring them and bring them out from this very storm. Still, they are shouting and they are cursing them. They are abusing them. So they say, Sebastian says, "Curse your tongue, you roaring, swearing, unfeeling fellow." So bosun says, "Then you do the work." He simply says, better you come and just go for doing the work. Whatever we are doing, you better do the work. Antonio, hang cur hang, you insolent noisemaker. We are less afraid to be drawn than thou art. So Antonio says, you be hanged, you dog, you rude, noisy fellow. We are less afraid of drowning than you are. You are the one who are afraid of drowning. We are less afraid than you people. Gonzalo, I'll warrant him for drowning. Again, Gonzalo, he just says, I guarantee he will not be drowned but will be hanged. As he has already prophesied that he will be hanged, he won't be dying because of drowning. Though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell, so he is saved. Though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell, I know he will be hanged. He will die when he'll be hanged, and though the ship is not stronger than a nutshell, still he will not die of drowning. Bosun, lay her a hold, set her two courses, off to sea, again lay her off. And bosun, again he shouts at his sailors and he says, keep her to the wind, just balance her, keep her to the wind, straighten her, have the control to the wind. Just whichever direction the wind is blowing, you just go for sailing her towards that very direction. Set both her sails and set out, just open up both the sails out to sea again, keep clear of the shore. And he says that just go towards the shore. Re-enter mariners, wet, and the sailors, they come in dripping with water. They are all trying very hard to have the control over the ship. Mariners all lost to prayers, all lost, and they are discouraged children now. They are saying all is lost, say your prayers, for all is lost. This is the final attempt, and we think that we have lost everything, and now we can't control, and the ship will be wrecked. So better say your prayers. And they exit from there. They run out from there. Bosun, what must our mouths be called? What? Must we die? Gonzalo, the king and the prince are at prayers. Let's assist them, for our case is as theirs. And Gonzalo says, the king and the prince, they both are there in the cabin and they are saying their prayers. Let us join them, for our position is as desperate as theirs. We are also in the same position. We are going to die. Then Antonio, we are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards. This white-chapped rascal, would thou mightest lie droning the washing of 10 tides. So Antonio, finally, he just abuses and uses those filthy words. These drunken fellows are responsible for the loss of our lives. They are the one responsible one. This bit-mouthed bosun, this wide-mouthed bosun, he's a rascal. I wish he might drone and lie while 10 times the tide ebbed and flowed over him. And he wants that he should get drawn and he should lie there at the bottom of the sea when 10 times the tide will ebb over him and flow over him. Then Gonzalo again, he says, no, he'll be hanged yet. Whatever you say, you keep on cursing him to be drawn, but I know, I'm very sure, he is still destined to be hanged. Though every drop of water swear against it. Again, children, personification is used here. Every drop of water, the sea is as if a sea monster opening her mouth and gaped at widest to glut him. So he will be, though every drop of water threatens to engulf him, it will open, the sea monster, the water will open the mouth, it will gape wide mouth to glut him, to engulf him. And then suddenly they all hear a confused noise within. Mercy on us, we split, farewell my wife and children, farewell brother, we split. And finally the bosun exit, and there is a confused noise is heard, children, there from the cabin. God have mercy on us, we are going to pieces, we will be just split into pieces, we are going to pieces, the ship will wreck. Goodbye my wife and children, farewell my brother, and we are wrecked, we will split. And bosun, he goes off, and Antonio, when he sees bosun has left the deck, he also says, let's all sink with the king. Sebastian, let's take leave of him. Exeunt Antonio and Sebastian. And finally, when the bosun goes off, these people also just leave the deck. This was all for today, children, and tomorrow we'll go for the last very page of Act 1, Scene 1. And this Act 1, Scene 1, the total scene will be there whenever you will have your first assessment, children. It will be included in your first assessment test. The reference to context will be set for your question paper, children, from this very Act 1 and Scene 1. Thank you and have a nice day.